Well, the jobs report Friday was disappointing. We had growth in the $200,000 to $250,000. We had growth in the 200 to 250,000 range for the last few months, and now it's popped back to 120,000. And we need for it to be 150,000 or higher to really have an impact on the unemployment situation. So this was concerning, and we're worried that maybe growth is slowing. Now, I did go back and dig in those numbers, and I found that the area that slowed and where we lost jobs was in the retail sector. And so I'm wondering if maybe we hired too many people for the Christmas season, and this is sort of a hangover, and now we're pulling back. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Other areas are still seeing positive job growth, even in the public sector. So government is still hiring, and government has been the area that has really been hitting us on the job growth. We've had positive job growth on the private sector and losing on the public side for several months. So we're going to have to wait and see if this is just a one-time situation, if it will correct, or are we really heading into just a patch of slow growth. I'm not so sure that we are in a bubble for student loans. And I only say that because student loans have always been a problem. You know, they have some of the highest default rates. They've always had some of the highest default rates. So I'm wondering if all of that is kind of built in to this scenario, that possibly it won't be like the housing bubble with that debt crisis, because it's always been an issue. Now, we've had more Pell Grants because the Pell Grant program has been expanded, so that doesn't even count in that area. But we've had expansions in the subsidized loan area, so that means more students have been taking out those loans. And we are seeing a lot of students coming back to school. It's what happens when you have a recession. People go back to school, they try to beef up their education. So I'm not really sold that that's going to be a problem. I'm not saying there's not an issue out there. I'm just saying there's always been an issue, and I think it's going to work itself out. I guess I'm one of those strange ones who don't think taxes are so horrible. When my CPA calls, I'm not ready to yell at her. She gets yelled at a lot. And I just think if I'm paying more taxes is because I'm earning more money, and I'm grateful for that. And I don't want to pay more than my fair share, but I don't see it as quite the burden that some people do. You know, I like to have some of these government programs. I like to have good roads and good schools, and I'm hoping my Social Security and Medicare will be there one day, so it's not a problem for me. Just encouraging people to look at going ahead and making contributions to your IRA accounts if you can. If you're under a certain income limit, that may give you a tax deduction and will help you on your taxes now to do a traditional IRA. If you have a little bit higher income but you're not in the 1% just yet, you may qualify for a Roth IRA, which gives you total tax-free growth on your money, but you don't get a deduction now. But that has to be done by the 17th, which is the filing deadline. And then anybody who has a small business, you can open up a SEP IRA, so you can have your own company retirement plan, even if you're the only employee. In fact, that's the best for a company that has just one employee. Or a simple IRA that you can get ready to start for next year if you have other employees, as a way to offer them some sort of retirement. And that's really a big deal for people. You know, they're looking for ways to squirrel away more money and help on their tax bill. And I think you just need to look at your taxes this year and say, did I get a refund back? And some people like to get a refund because they won't save. It's almost like forced savings. So if they get some money back, then, wow, look, I have something I can do something with. The only thing I tell people is if you get a refund, split it. Don't spend all of it. So go ahead and have a good time with half of it, and take half of it and put it in savings and prepare yourself. But for other people, maybe they just need to go back and look at, you know, I need to change my deductions. This doesn't make sense to get quite so much back and have Uncle Sam holding that money where it's not earning anything.